I'm Stephanie Dreyer, a plant-based meal planning expert and the founder of Batch Cooking Club, a weekly vegan meal prep membership that makes dinner easier and gets you to the table more often with your family. I am here showing you a recipe for our herb tempeh steaks, a wonderful alternative to traditional steak. We're going to be using tempeh, so if you've never worked with tempeh before, I'm here to show you that it's nothing to be afraid of. This is a fermented soybean, let me see what it says, fermented cultured organic soybeans, rice, barley, millet. As in this particular one, they have all sorts of different kinds of tempeh. We'll talk more about that in a second. But I want to invite you to sit back and relax. I will post the recipe link here to give you all the ingredients so you don't have to worry about feverishly taking notes. But if you do have questions, drop those below. Let me know if you're watching with us live. Drop like a emoji or where you're tuning in from. And also if you're watching in replay, go ahead and put down #replay. Any questions, either live or later, I always go through and review them and answer them, so feel free to add them at any point. I want to first give a shout out to our amazing Batch Cooking Club members. We love and appreciate you. Thank you for joining us live if you are watching and replay or live, and also thank you to anyone who's watching in our community. We so appreciate you. So let's get started. So we always show you a recipe from our weekly plan that drops on Wednesday mornings. That's right. We plan on Wednesday and Thursday. We go to the grocery store on Friday and Saturday, and we usually prep on Saturday or Sunday, depending on what your personal schedule works for you. And we give you 4 dinner recipes. So these tempeh steaks are part of our dinner recipe for herb tempeh steaks with a roasted vegetable salad and with a creamy garlic dill dressing. So I'm just going to show you the steaks. What we normally do is give you the 4 dinners and then 4 to 6 recipes to cook on the weekend in 2 hours or less. That's it. That will then help you speed up these dinners later in the week. So herb tempeh steaks. First thing you need is some tempeh. I have got 2 8-ounce packages. This will feed 4 people. And I'm going to cut them into steaks. I'm going to show you, let me open it up here so that you can see what it looks like. If you've never worked with tempeh before, it can be intimidating. I remember my first foray into tempeh going, what is this? What do I do with it? What is it going to taste like? Am I going to like it? So I want to show you, at first glance, this might look a little spoiled, right? I don't know if you can zero in. Do you see all this brown, dark? It looks like, ooh, is that rotten? Did it go bad? Is it moldy? No, that is the natural fermentation of the organic soybeans. So as with any product, and a lot of people are there's a lot to be said about soy out there. I always believe in a varied diet, and organic fermented soy is great for your diet.
We have a question from Marsha.
Hey Marsha, thanks for tuning in. What's our question?
I have this tempeh in my freezer. Can I use it?
Oh yeah. Obviously you want to defrost it first. And some people find it bitter tasting. So a trick to that is you can steam it for 10 minutes before you're going to do whatever preparation you're going to do. So maybe do that since you've had it in the freezer. I don't know, maybe that'll help with any bitterness that comes in. But yes, absolutely. I've never frozen my tempeh before, so I'll have to try that. And as I was starting to say too, I don't want to forget to tell you, some people are kind of nervous about soy, or if you have an allergy to soy. There are different kinds of tempeh. I have heard of chickpea tempeh and black bean tempeh. You can also buy gluten-free, like this one has 3 grains in it. You can also find it where it doesn't have that barley in it. I think it was barley that was in this one. So check around, check your online retailers as well as your local. Oh, and this one is a good one to show you. I can see lots of brown, or it just looks spoiled. That's the only other way I can think to explain it. You see all that? So I just want you to see this is normal. Don't freak out if you see this and think, oh no, it went bad. So that's what it looks like. And we're gonna cut these in steaks. You can also use tempeh crumbled in like a bolognese sauce. You can also slice it after you make the steaks. You could also then slice it into thin slices and kind of fan it over your salad. You could chunk it up. Another alternative for this recipe, if you are not doing soy, is Tempeh, which is a great new product. They're not paying me to say this. I'm not affiliated at all with them, but it's a tofu. It's like a tofu, but it's made with pumpkin seeds, so there's no soy in it. And it also has kind of more of a nutty, because it's with pumpkin seeds, texture and taste to it. So that's what tempeh, people ask me, well, what does it taste by itself? It's a really bland, like tofu. It takes on the flavors that you season or marinate it with. And so on its own, it really just has like a really nutty, earthy kind of taste to it that I find really nice. So this is a super simple recipe. We're baking these. You could also fry these steaks. We're gonna start with I have some dairy-free milk in here, 1/4 cup. I used almond milk. You can use whatever milk you want. And I have a teaspoon of cornstarch. So I'm just whisking that together. Okay. And again, these tempeh steaks are getting paired with our roasted herb salad. And we are gonna, the 5 recipes that we're prepping over this weekend are the herb roasted vegetables, and we're using them in the salad with these tempeh steaks for one meal. We're repurposing them, which we always do with one of our recipes, and using them on herb roasted vegetable tostadas, and we're topping those with some pickled red cabbage. That's my dad's favorite and inspired a makeover of a recipe he's known all his life. That is another recipe for the weekend. So that's 2 recipes. The creamy garlic dill dressing, that is going on top of that salad. And then we're also making a beans and beans soup that is just hearty and delicious. And I'm trying to think of what else we have. The jackfruit French dip sliders with vegan au jus. So that's our menu for the week. We're also making that jackfruit French dip filling on the weekend. So again, just 4 to 6 recipes in 2 hours or less, and you've got dinner prepped ready in 20 minutes or 30 minutes or less. Okay, this is where all the fun and flavors happening for our tempeh steak. This is a great recipe, you guys, for like if you wanted to coat tofu or anything else like I mentioned. I've got chickpea flour. I was trying to keep it gluten-free, but then I realized my tempeh has barley in it, so that's not gluten-free, but this is gluten-free. I've got chickpea flour, nutritional yeast, cumin, garlic powder, salt, and rosemary. Oh, and marjoram. Marjoram is a great seasoning that doesn't get used often, so it's kind of a fun little different one. So this is where all the flavors going. I think I forgot the salt sauce. Actually, as I'm thinking about it, I'm going to put some salt in here. And like I mentioned, I'm having some fun serving these as a steak. You could also grill these, by the way. There's so many ways to cook everything, right? A little bit more. Taking forever to grind my salt here. Okay. I can always put a little bit on the top too. I think that's what I'll do. And this couldn't be easier. This is a fun recipe if you have got kids to give them a job to do. Basically, we're just going to dip it in the liquid, and then we're going to dip it in the dry ingredients, make sure it's all coated, and then we put it on our baking sheet and we bake it. That's it. That's as simple as the recipe is. So, and like I said, this is kind of a fancy-esque, I think, weeknight meal, because you can serve it on a bed of greens. You could serve it over mashed potatoes. I could see a little polenta action with some roasted garlic mushrooms and then putting a steak on top. So you just want to get it really coated. See all that there? And then I'm going to keep doing that. Or, so you can do it really elegantly like that and drizzle the creamy garlic dill dressing that I mentioned as part of this week's plan. Or you could bake these and then you slice them up and just fan them over a salad, like a chicken salad, if you will. Super simple. And don't be afraid to get all in there with your dry ingredients. So that you can see why kids would have fun dumping and dunking here. Do we have any questions as we're going through here? So let me tell you, if the menu sounds intriguing and delicious and you'd like to check us out, head over right now to batchcookingclub.com/trial, and you can try us for $1 for the month. You get these recipes for the week as well as another 3 weeks of recipes for the month. And you can see what we're all about. We love making dinner easier. And for us, it's really not just about food, although it is about the food, as you can tell. I wouldn't be here every week doing a cooking class if I wasn't a total food obsessed person. But it's also about getting you to the dinner table more often with your family so you can connect after a long day, so you can be more present. One of my favorite, all my members are my favorites, but a client I've been working with recently doing some private coaching, she told me yesterday after working with me for 3 weeks that her little boy said to her the other day, "Mommy, you're playing with me more often." And that couldn't have been a better review than anything I could ever hear, because it means she's able to show up more often and be present, because she's not hurried and running around and trying to figure out what am I gonna make for dinner and feeling bad about it as she's like running around crazy. So please try this out. Let me show you how easy dinner can be. Go to batchcookingclub.com/trial. Give us a try just for $1. No risk, no risk at all. It's $1 if you don't like it, that's all you've lost. And I would love, and at the minimum, you're gonna get some delicious recipes as you see right here. So okay, let's do a little salt on top because I didn't really do enough salt. It was not coming out. I think it was about 1.5 teaspoons the recipe calls for, and I definitely did not put that much in there. So this is how they look before they go in the oven. They're gonna bake for about 20 minutes. I suggest flipping them halfway between, and you wanna make sure it gets coated. I'm gonna do a little, help it along there. I'm perfectionist, sorry guys, I gotta make sure it's perfectly coated. You can see all the herbs in there. By the way, I used rosemary and marjoram I mentioned. You can mix it up with so many different types of herbs. I used those particularly for our members who are watching because it pairs really nicely with the roasted herb vegetables that are going in the spinach salad that you're gonna eat with this, and that creamy garlic dill dressing. So there's lots of herby flavor there. So you're gonna love this combo. Lots of flavor, herby explosion, I should say. So this is all there is to this recipe. That couldn't be quicker. Again, bake them, fry them, put them on the grill, whatever you like to do. Those are our tempeh steaks. Do you have any questions out there? No questions? Well, this was a quick and fun recipe. I always do invite you to join us here. If you're not already following us, click that like button, blue button I think it is, thumbs up button. And join us over at Batch Cooking Club on Instagram and give us a follow there. I also want to invite you to join me at Veeg Mama, my personal social media hangout on Instagram and Facebook. Again, that's Veeg, V-E-E-G, M-A-M-A, where I share my personal meal planning journey with my family of 5 as a vegan and an omni family. And we are here every Thursday. I invite you to join us every week here at 10:30 a.m. with a new recipe and a new menu to share with you. Have a delicious week, everyone. Thanks so much for tuning in. Bye.